Hello there. My name is Tawny. I own a fabric store called Wyldwood Creative. I recorded a fabric tour for you about a month ago and then had some things happen, had to leave town, never got it posted. I mentioned it on TikTok and everyone said just post it anyways, even though we're out of a lot of the fabric that was in the fabric tour. So I am going to post it anyways, but before we get into the old footage, I figured I would take you through a tour of what came in since I recorded that. And then I will include all of the footage from before that I recorded. So my thought is it's just like a cozy background video you can have on while you're like sewing or just hanging out. But yeah, let's get into it. Let's talk about some fabric. So the collection we're going to talk about today is called Ooh Lucky Lucky. It is designed by Alexia Marcel Abeg for Ruby Star Society. And there's actually two parts to this collection. So Alexia is known for her warp and weft fabric, which is a really nice woven. So it's really soft. It has a little bit of a different texture than standard quilting cotton. Standard quilting cotton I find to be like smooth, and this is more kind of like soft and has some texture to it. It's great for quilts and garments. One thing I'll mention about it is it does shrink a little bit more than the standard rate. So if you are planning to use it for a quilt or a garment, I would recommend pre-washing for this fabric. But let's start at the end of the shelf and we'll just make our way down. So this one is called Star. And it is black with a white kind of design in it. And then these ones that are woven like this, you can see on the other side, you have I guess those are the weft strings. So that'll usually be the inside. This would be the outside, but something to note on these ones. So that is the black color. And I got double of this collection. So with collections, you have the option usually if you get the whole collection, you can get less yardage on the bolt. Every manufacturer is different, but standard yardage is usually 15 yards on a bolt. But when you buy the whole collection, sometimes you can do 10 or 12. So for these, it's 12, and I got two. So I have 24 yards of each of these fabrics. They did back order. I think there's 4 prints from this collection that ended up getting back ordered that I'm still waiting on, that I'm hoping will come in. But this is what we have now. So here's the star. And this color is called light something. It's cut off. I think it's light turquoise maybe, or blue. But it has that kind of like turquoise strings in it on the blue. And then I love all of the stripes in this collection. So this one is the ribbon stripe. So really pretty black and blue stripes. This would make fabulous quilt binding. I made a top out of the warp and weft fabric out of the original collection, and it was really cool. It was a button-up top, and I did one side with the stripes going this way, and then I did the other side with the stripes going this way, and it was really fun. I really like that shirt. This one is the poolside stripe. So this is a much bigger, wider stripe. Very summery colors. I like this one a lot. And then this bright yellow. So we have the sketch stripe. This one's super fun. I love all the colors in this one. And it's got, I don't know if you can tell, but it's got a really cool texture with the stripe. And then we have another skinny, what are we calling this one? Another sketch stripe. This one's in more of like the cayenne color with the same kind of rainbow stripes in it. And then this pink, this one's the apron stripe. So pink on orange is one of my favorite color combos. So I was super excited to see this. I love this fabric, but I have no idea like what I would make with it for myself. If you have any ideas of something that would look nice on me, let me know. But this is the apron stripe. And then these are probably my favorites from this collection. It's called Party Dress Plaid. There's 2 colorways. So this is the rose colorway. And I just love the color combos in this one. This would make such a fun little like loose, flowy summer dress, I think. And then we also have Party Dress Plaid in Wildflower is this. So this has a little bit more like blues and purples in it, but really fun. I love this stripe, this kind of like minty blue and yellow combo. And then the teal, this one's really nice. And then the last from this collection is the Flicker. So this was in previous Warp and Weft collections. So it's got this fun little fuzzy texture on it. This is really fun in quilts. I love this one in quilts. I love when quilts have a mix of fabric textures. So I love mixing like linen and quilting cotton and something like this. I just like the kind of like variation and tactile feel. So this would be really fun in quilts. Also, again, great for a fun little garment or something. We have it in the neon pink, or they might be calling this lucky pink. I can't remember. And then the black with the rainbow. I got extra of this one. I really thought this would be the most popular one. This one is giving me like 2002 roller skating rink vibes. Remember the carpet? I feel like this is the color combo of the carpet in those roller skating rinks. But I really like that one. So that's everything that I currently have. As I mentioned, there's 4 prints that are still on the way. But that is the Warp and Weft. And then let's look at the quilting cotton for Ooh Lucky Lucky. So we've got 2 shelves for this collection. This is the quilting cotton collection of Ooh Lucky Lucky. So we have some basics. This is just the mini dot basic. This would make great binding, background blender. We have it in the neon pink. We have it in, I think they're calling this Lucky Pink. Yeah, Lucky Pink. So just a little tone on tone. And then a classic black and white. So those are, there's some more blenders we'll get to. This print is one of my favorites. This one's called Good Luck. And I just love all of the hidden little details in here. The more you look at it, the more things you notice. So we've got mushrooms and tigers and snakes and a little cat, a little crescent moon, the little sardine that's in some of the prints. So I really love this one. I think this one's really fun. And we did get fat quarters cut of all of these. So I have fat quarters in the bin. If you order a mystery bundle, I can make you an Ooh Lucky Lucky mystery bundle. But yeah, so this one's called Good Luck. That's in the lucky pink color. And then we also have it in the citron, which is really fun. This is very like St. Patrick's Day vibes. I know that's already passed, but that's what it's giving. If you do English paper piecing, this would be so perfect because you could do a little hexie for each little thing in here. This one would be really fun to fussy cut. So there is the citron color, and then we have it in turquoise, and I think we have another bolt of this. I don't think this is the last of this, but here's the Good Luck in turquoise. There's someone out the window that I was waving at. So this is Butterfly Posy. Love butterflies. This one's just so sweet. I love just the drawing style of these. I think is so pretty. Another one that would be perfect for EPP or fussy cutting. So this is the Posy color, Butterfly Posy. And then we have butterflies in natural, which I did get a whole extra bolt of this one. My prediction was that this would be the most popular color of this print. So we have butterflies on the natural, very cute, we love. And then butterflies on black. I love the way the bright colors pop off of the black background. I think this one is so fun. So there's our butterflies. And then continuing, we have snakes. I love this one. It's so good. I have some fabric at home that I've been hoarding that has snakes on it that now I'm like, do I need a whole snake quilt maybe? And I need to just keep collecting snake fabric. I think that might be what has to happen. But here's this one. So this is the Posy color. No, this is heliotrope. Sorry. This is heliotrope. So we've got snakes and butterflies. Do we think snakes and butterflies are friends like out in the wild? I wonder. Anyways, we've got snakes and butterflies. And then we've got snakes and butterflies on natural. Just love the colors, the little turquoise and orange and pink. Alexia and Melody are fighting it out as my favorite designers for Ruby Star Society. But Alexia's colors are just, oh, they're so good. I love the way she incorporates kind of warm tones with little pops of like blue and bright colors. She knows what she's doing. And then lastly, we have the snakes on black. So really fun. If you're getting some of these, I would love it if you could tell me what you're planning to do with them because I'm super curious. All right, we've arrived at the last shelf of Ooh Lucky Lucky. So we have here Moon and Stars Dusk, which this one is so funny to me. In January, we just redid our logo. My friend Taylor that does Toad and Sew, she redid all of our branding, made us a new logo and icons and a color palette. And I'm laughing because this little moon with the little star is almost exactly the little icon she made us. Which obviously like no one's copying each other. I just think that's a really fun coincidence. But this one is Moon and Stars Dusk. So this is also kind of a blender. Could definitely use this for like a binding or more of like a background color. So we have it in Dusk. We have it in the Heliotrope. So that kind of pretty purple color. And then we have it in Caramel. So nice kind of rusty orange color. And then we have it in a good classic black and white. I think that's maybe another reason I like Alexia is she often has black in her collections. And I feel like we don't always see black in quilting cotton collections. And I like it. I like high contrast in general. So definitely fits my vibe. Also, kind of in the blender realm, we have these garland stripe prints. This one is giving me like all the 70s vibes. I love 70s MCM. My house is very 70s. But I love this one. Just the bright little daisies on the black. This would make so cute binding since they're on the diagonal. This would be really fun. So we've got that in black. We've got it in the citron. And we've got it in the natural with little pink and kind of red and rusty orange flowers. And then we get to my favorite prints of the collection, the sardines. I got 3 bolts of each of the colors of sardines. And based on how the fabric has been going, that was the right call. And I don't always make the right call with ordering extra fabric. So I'm feeling very good about myself that I guessed right on this one and that everyone else is obsessed with the sardines as I am. I haven't taken any of this home yet. I definitely will be. I think I'm going to make my plan as of now is like a color blocked button up, and one side is the pink and one side is the blue. Let me know what you think. But here's the turquoise color of the sardines. This one has kind of like an 80s feel with the colors that I really enjoy. Just that kind of like soft pink on the turquoise with a little dusk. So cute. And then we have blue sardines. So love a tone on tone. And Alexia, if you're seeing this, I'm just going to say this, missed opportunity not putting the sardines on canvas. I would have sold the shit out of sardines on canvas, just saying. But there are the sardines. Those are my favorite. And then the last print in the collection is this Tumbling Blocks, which is cool. It's kind of a cheater print. And what I mean by that is it looks like it's pieced, right? It looks like someone did diamond piecing, but it's not. So this would be really fun to make what I call a cheater quilt with. You just take 2 pieces of fabric, or some people call it like a whole cloth quilt, but you just keep 2 whole pieces of fabric, you put batting in between, you quilt it, and you have a quick little quilt. I love it for baby quilts, but this is the Vivid colorway. I think we already sold through the caramel. And then this is the Lucky Pink colorway. So really fun print. So that's the new collection we got in. And then there's a few other new ones that we got in that I want to show you as well before we jump into what I recorded last month. So we're back at the front here. Botany by Allie Kay. I was visiting my friend Bailey in Tucson, and she had this collection. I originally passed on it, but when I saw it in person, I was like, oh no, I think we need that. So love a tone on tone. So this is a really cool kind of charcoal on black, just leafy greenery. And then we have the white on black, or actually this is a different one. This is bigger. The florals are a lot bigger, but just this really cool white on black, big florals. I think this would be really fun to reverse dye, where you like bleach it out and then dye over it, because the white ink would stay. So you could do something really cool with this. And then we have, this one is greenery. Green, y'all know, if you watch me on TikTok, you know I'm always lamenting the lack of green fabric. So I was really happy to get some more green. Just love these big leaves. All the monsteras, really fun. Then we have another green, so that really big floral. This one is etched floral fern. So we like that one. And then we have the greenery on a white background. We also made tote kits with these, and I think we'll be making some tote kits of the Ooh Lucky Lucky. And then the other thing that came in since I recorded that video was Homestead Haven from Cloud9. I'm a huge fan of Cloud9. They do organic cotton, so their fabric is so soft and it's just a touch heavier than a standard quilting cotton, and I just love how it feels once it's washed. So this is their seed packet print, really fun, very springy, perfect for right now, everyone planting their gardens. And then we got the freshly picked, so all of the little veggies from the garden on a fun little green background. And then we also have it on red. So yeah, so that's everything that came in since I recorded the previous shop tour. So I will cut that footage in next. So just be aware, we are out of a lot of things in that video, but I have more fabric on the way. We are adjusting to, we've picked up, which has been great. We are seeing a lot of new customers, which is amazing. We're going through fabric at a much quicker rate, which is a great problem to have. It's just very tricky because typically the way quilting cotton works is you order it like 6 months in advance. So we're just kind of now getting into where I was able to adjust orders once the mystery bundles took off. So that's why I have so much Ooh Lucky Lucky, because I wanted it for the fat quarter bins. And then with garment fabric, I made 2 big orders this past week for garment fabric that should be coming in the next week or so. I think I'll plan to do a fabric tour like this like once a month, and I can kind of give you an update of what's new. Hi, I'm Tawny. I'm the owner of Wyldwood Creative. Welcome back to my channel. I'm so new to YouTube. That sounds so weird, but I'm hoping to start making a video a week. This is going to be a mix of tours through the shop, tutorials, sew-alongs with me. I got a lot of plans. I'm very excited about it. Today, we're going to go on a tour of all of the fabric in the store. We're going to start with our garment fabric. So this is the first side of our garment fabric, and then we'll move around and look at the other side. I'm just going to go shelf by shelf and show you what we have and talk about it a little bit. This is an art gallery flannel. So this is from the collection. Woodland Keeper, and this is called Wyldwood Nightfall. And it has really pretty mushrooms and moons and flowers. And then I really like the art gallery flannels. They are double brushed, which means they're soft on both sides. They are only printed on one side though, so I can kind of show you. That's what the back side looks like. There's the front side. Also, our shop is located on a very busy road. I'm hoping my microphone mutes out a lot of that background noise, but I apologize if there's a lot of background noise. We're on a busy street. There's not a lot I can do about it. But anyways, back to the fabric. This is a gorgeous flannel. Obviously great for PJs, anything cozy. You could also use it as a quilt back. So that's this one. And then also kind of in that same style, I guess you could say, we have mushrooms and moths and little bluebells. And my favorite, let me see if I can show you. There's these little like mushroom fairy houses that are so cute. So this one's called Hidden Land Lunar. And again, double brushed flannel from Art Gallery. And then we have one more that I probably bought a little late in the year last year. This one with these little ghosties. Someone did take our pajama pant making class and they made pajama pants out of this and it turned out super, super cute. But ghosts are like a year round thing, right? We don't only have to celebrate ghosts. I don't know what I'm saying. Anyways, we have ghost flannel. That is all the flannel that we have right now. So we are a smaller shop and we just don't have the space to carry everything all the time. So we tend to go a little bit more seasonal in our fabrics. So we've got everything cozy right now. We'll have the big sale this week and then we'll kind of transition into our spring fabrics. So we'll get a little bit lighter and brighter. And always, if you have requests, drop them in the comments. I'm always open to trying to track down the thing for you and see if I can bring it in. So if there's anything specific you are looking for, let me know. Robert Kaufman Cotton Linen Blend. This is a good workhorse fabric. You could make pants, tops, dresses, anything that calls for like a mid-weight woven. This would work great for. It does take a little bit longer to soften up in the wash. So the color I just showed you was curry. We actually have another bolt of it up here. So we have plenty of the curry color. This one is mauve. And this one is what's called a yarn dye. If you're not familiar, a yarn dyed fabric is where they dye the actual yarns and then they weave the fabric versus weaving the fabric and then dyeing the whole cloth. But what that gives you is this kind of variation in color. So you can see the yarns that have been dyed, but I believe it's the weft strings are not dyed. So that's kind of the lighter color that you're seeing and gives you really good texture. I really like yarn dyes. I think they have a nice texture to them. So this one is called Mauve. So we've got Mauve. We've got Lilac. Really nice, soft, pretty purple. We've got Periwinkle. We have just a little bit of this one left. We've got, I believe this is Hydrangea. This is not Lilac. Is this Lilac? Do we have two bolts? No. I think this got the wrong thing on it. Hang on. Yes. Yes, this is Hydrangea. And it somehow has the wrong tag on it. So we'll fix that. This is Hydrangea. So that's kind of more of a blue purple than the lilac. And then we have Lingerie, which is spelled so weird. But this is Lingerie, just kind of like a nice soft pink. We have a good classic black. So this is just a solid. This is, they take the whole cloth and they dye it. So that is just the black. We have Blossom, which is a nice, pretty, bright pink. And then we have Plum, so a nice kind of plummy purple. So those are our Essex cotton linen blends. And then moving down to the shelf, I think I'm going to leave the camera where it's at. Let me see if we can see. All right, so moving down to this shelf here, we have, these are called a bubble cotton, but they are essentially a corduroy. And this is from Atelier Brunette in France. Now I got to figure out where to sit so you can see me and the fabric. This is my first time doing this. Bear with me. We'll get better the more I do it. But this one I am going to unroll a little bit so you can get a better idea of the drape. Oh, I don't think I can do that. I think we're going to have to go back up. My knees are not built for crouching. We're going to come up here. So this is a bubble cotton. This is so soft. I don't know if you can see from the video just how soft it is, but this is super duper soft and not too heavy. I I think this would be great pants. You could make the corduroy pants of your dreams. It would make a lovely jacket. Like an Ilford jacket would be great in this. A pinafore, like the York pinafore, could be really fun in this. And then this color is called Dreamy Twilight. I think of it as that really weird green that you love or hate. I personally love it, but it's green, but it's like, is it green? Is it a little bit brown? Is it a little bit yellow? It's a little bit something. It's Dreamy Twilight. So we got that one. And then we also have that same fabric in, this is called Crispy Brownie. So I would call this raisin, personally. It's that brown with like a hint of purple to it. But same, super soft, really great texture. That one's called the Bubble Cotton. And then we get into some of our Gordon fabrics. So this is a vendor I really like. They're from Canada, and they are definitely making moves to be more sustainable in their manufacturing processes. They carry a lot of tencel, they carry hemp. And I think overall as a company, I like kind of the direction that they're headed. So I like carrying their fabrics. We have from them a few of their hemps. Hemp to me, so hemp, because of really dumb government regulations, has not been widely produced as textile, which is a shame because it's probably the most sustainable option for textiles. It takes very little water to grow. It takes very little pesticides. It grows really, really quickly. It's a renewable resource, and it's very sturdy. It wears very similar to linen. It's going to feel very similar to linen. So I really hope that in the future years, we see lots and lots more hemp and hemp blends come onto the market. But we do have some right now. So this is the botanical, and you can see it behaves a lot like a linen. So it's got a little bit of drape to it. It's kind of slubby like a linen. It's got really nice texture to it. And then this is the really pretty botanical color is what this one's called. But this would be, again, anything that calls for a mid-weight woven, this would work great for. You could do a cool kind of like Ilford jackets, shacket situation. The Donny shirt would be really nice in this. Any sort of like casual dress, like the Hughes dress from Friday would be really fun. The fringe dress from Chalk and Notch would be really great in this. Yeah, we need more hemp. Their color selection for this right now, not a lot. So I'm hoping it expands in the future. But we've got this one. And then we also have, we just got this one in. This is the plum color of that same hemp fabric. And just, I wish, I need to like look up better words for describing texture because I really, really love the texture of this one. It is soft, but still like you can feel some of the little bumps of the yarns and things. So I just really like this. I'm a big fan. So that is the plum of the Grace hemp. And then we're going to get into our Jubilee cottons. These are also from Gordon Fabrics. And what I really like about these is they are a sand washed cotton, which just means that they've been tumbled. So they get really soft. You can tell that I like soft things. I'm a big texture person, which I think most people who work with fabric are. But this is going to be 100% cotton. We've got some really gorgeous colors in it. This is going to be a little bit lighter than the hemp and the cotton linen blend that I showed you. So you can kind of see the weight of it there. We did a Donny shirt class not too long ago, and 3 of the people in the class were using this fabric. A Swaro set would be really fun in this. Any sort of like button up top, I think would be really nice. You could even do like pajama pants, I think would be really cozy, or like a cute little matching pajama pants set would be fun. But I'm a big fan. So this is our Jubilee cotton. This is the mulberry color. So this really pretty kind of wine plum color. And then we have it, we just got it in navy. This was a special request from one of our employee staff for a cosplay that she's doing. She bought most of it. There's still some here. So this is the navy. And then we have Bourbon, is this really nice orange color. This is not my color, but this is a color that does so well for us. This is like a universally loved color by our customers. So whenever I see something in this kind of rusty orange, I always scoop it up. So that's the Bourbon Jubilee Cotton. And then we have Moss. So you'll kind of notice a color theme with our fabrics as well. We tend to go darker jewel tone. As we move into spring, I think we will carry some lighter things. But again, with being a smaller shop, it's a very curated selection. But let me know what you're looking for and I'll see if I can find it. So this is the Moss Jubilee Cotton. Really pretty green there. And then we just got this one in. This is the Lilac Jubilee Cotton. So that really pretty soft purple. I wonder, I need to go look in a mirror, but I feel like this might be a good color for me to make something with. Okay, we're in kind of tight. My head's probably cut off. But to go over this side, we've got all of our knits over here. I don't have a ton of knits right now. They don't sell as well for us. I did a poll on Instagram recently, and a lot of people said that they're scared to sew with knits. So this is your sign to not be scared because it's not that hard. You need a stretch needle and you need to use a lightning or a zigzag stitch, and that's it. I actually really love working with knits. I think they're really forgiving and they don't fray, so you don't have to finish your seams if you don't want to. But I fell in love with this jacquard knit, this fun little purple navy checkerboard. It has not been as popular. I think I love it more than everyone else, perhaps. But what I can say is it is so soft. It is, oh, I'm trying to think of like the comparison. I want to say like a cashmere sweater is kind of the texture. But you can see it's got this really fun checkerboard pattern. And then big thing with knits is stretch. So let me see if I can unroll a little bit and try to show you the stretch on this. So we've got pretty good stretch this way, and we've got a little bit of stretch that way. So I probably consider this a two-way stretch. This would make a lovely toaster sweater, I think would be really fun in this. You could do pajama pants would be super cozy, or like a cute little matching loungewear set. Like imagine going through the airport in a little matching set in this. I think that would be so fun. Maybe I should do that. I can't do that. I have too many projects on my list. That's one of the big problems with working here is being around this fabric all the time is I just get inspiration nonstop, and I have a drawer full of inspiration at home that I need to work through first. So that's our jacquard knit. And then we have some organic rib knits. And these, by the way, are all from Mind the Maker, which is another brand that I think is making really good efforts towards sustainability that I like. And I just really like their fabrics. So this is a 95% cotton, 5% elastic. It is a good classic rib knit. So this would make lovely turtlenecks, a little long sleeve. Again, I think a matching set would be really fun in this. Let me see if I can get this to focus on the ribs so you can kind of see. And then stretch-wise, very stretchy guy. Super stretchy. Not as much long ways, but along the ribs, you've got a lot of stretch, so you could definitely make like a really cool like form-fitting top would be really nice in this. I got it to pair with the brushed sweat that we carry so that you could have like the cuffs and the bands for sweaters and things. But it's really good on its own too. I think like just a classic little like cropped turtleneck would be so cute in this. I feel like that's kind of like all the 90s stuff is coming back right now. So okay, so that is our rib knit from Mind the Maker in Indigo Night. And then we also have it, we also have it in fuchsia. So a nice kind of like berry pink color. And then we also have it in bottle green, which is one of my all-time favorite colors. I feel like this color looks really good on me. I have some of this in a waffle knit at home that is going to become a lounge set at some point. But we've got bottle green. And then we also, okay, so I thought this was going to be more like a more plummy purple. This is called plum, but this is like almost Barney purple. It's real purple. I was not expecting it to be this purple. But anyways, this is the plum color, which is like super purple. So we've got that one. And then, as I mentioned earlier, to go with these, we have brushed sweat. So this is the Indigo Night brushed sweat. As you can see, it's chunky, thick. It's so soft. So I'm going to unroll this a little bit so we can look at it. So we've got, so brushed, this is what brushed, ooh, it's falling, hang on. There we go. So here's the inside. It's so soft. If you've ever bought a brand new sweater and it has that super soft interior, that's what this is. And then it's like classic flat on the other side. So hoodies, sweatpants, a robe would be amazing in this. It is so cozy. Oh my gosh. And this is definitely a good one to pick up during our sale. These are a little more spendy. They are organic cotton and they're really thick and sturdy. Don't judge me here on looks. Doing this without a table is very hard. Okay, here we go. So that's the brush sweat in navy. And then we also have it in the bottle green color that I showed you earlier in the rib knit. And we also have it in the plum. Okay, we've made it to the other side of the garment display. It's a little darker over here. Hopefully you can still see okay. So let's just start at the end and work our way down. We are starting with a light gabardine. This is from Atelier Brunette again in Paris. This is like a lightweight denim kind of is what I would call it. It's got a twill weave. So twill just refers to the type of weave, not the type of fabric. So you can have different fibers that are woven into a twill. It's just the way that they weave the fibers together that gives it that kind of signature like diagonal texture. I don't know if you can see it. Hopefully it's focusing. But yeah, so that's light gabardine. Jackets and Ilford in this would be amazing, or like a Blanca flight suit, like a cool little jumpsuit could be really fun in this. It is 100% cotton with no give, so keep that in mind for whatever projects you're using it on. But again, 100% cotton, and it's an 8.8 ounce, so kind of in that a little bit heavier than a midweight, but not quite a heavyweight, so good for trousers, jackets, things like that. This is the ivy green color. You can tell I like this color. We get it in a lot of our materials. And then also in the light gabardine. Oh, my mailman's here. And then also in the light gabardine, we have Dahlia, this really pretty bright pink. This is kind of like more of a berry pink. This, such a good color. This is another color that just does really, really well for us. So we'll probably always have fabrics kind of in this berry pink color. Our customers really seem to like jewel tones, so we try to accommodate. And then we're going to get into what is probably one of my favorite fabrics that we carry in the shop. This is the Sarah Wadey Cotton Blend. This is from Mind the Maker. This is such a cool fabric. So this is a Tencel cotton blend. Nope, that's the wrong tag. So it is 50% Tencel, 50% cotton. It's by Meat Milk, which is also Mind the Maker. But it's just such a cool fabric. So you can see kind of how like drapey it is. And then it gets like, it doesn't really wrinkle much, which is nice. And it's really, really heavy. I have a dream of making culottes out of this material. I think they would be so fun. A skirt, a huge dress. anything that you just kind of want to have a little bit more weight to, but it has such a cool texture to it. It's almost like cool to the touch. It's smooth and it's thick. It is 10 ounces. It's 10 and a half ounces. So it is heavy and I really, really love it. So this is are we calling this one Bourbon? Rust. This one's called Rust. So again, that rusty orange color that always seems to do well for us. So that is Rust. And then we also have it in black. So maybe this is something y'all can answer for me. Black fabric doesn't sell well. Black garment fabric. But everyone I talk to has so much black in their wardrobe. So do we not like sewing with black? Is it not fun to buy black fabric? Yeah, tell me the story there. But this would make like the goth girl dress of your dreams, okay? Look, like you can't, there's no light coming through here. Totally opaque. Just a really nice black Sarah Wadey cotton. So we've got that. We've got one random little laminated cotton. This was kind of a try for me to see how it did. I think we've sold it to one or two people, so probably not something that we will keep around or have again in the future. It also is coated with PVA, which is plastic, and I try to avoid the plastics as much as possible. So yeah, I don't know that we'll be doing laminated cottons again, but if you're someone who makes zip pouches and you want to have just like a wipe clean lining, this would be a really fun little trench coat if you got the tape and did all the seams and everything. I think the person who bought it is making a little raincoat for their kid, which is super cute. I also toy with the idea of like somehow making it a quilt backing, like if you could sew it into like a giant pillowcase situation so you're not actually quilting through it. If it would make like a fun like picnic situation. I don't know. But that's laminated cotton. This is from Cloud9. So it is a 100% cotton, but it has the polyurethane coating on it, which makes it waterproof. I think it's waterproof. Water beads right off of it. So we got that one. These next two we had, so if you have been on my channel and seen the skirt tutorial that I do, I use these fabrics for it. These are, again, an example of a twill weave. So you can kind of see the twill weave there. But these are 100% Eco Vero viscose. So I talked a little bit earlier about rayon. A lot of manufacturers are moving to this Eco Vero viscose. Produces way less. So a lot of manufacturers are moving to this Eco Vero viscose. Uses different, less chemicals, way less water, is more of a closed loop system, so there's not stuff getting into the waste stream. So again, a good alternative to rayon. This is going to drape and flow very similar to a rayon. And I actually preferred working with this than to a rayon. The one time I've worked with rayon, never again. But yeah, so these are the Urban Leos. So this is the fun peach color, the little indigo kind of leopard print. Super drapey, really nice. I have two skirts made out of this, and they're some of my favorite. It's just a really lovely fabric to wear. It is super duper soft, and it does wrinkle a little bit, but I found that I can just hit it with some steam really quick and they come right out. And I also like, if my stuff's wrinkled, I don't know that that's my problem. You know what I'm saying? Because are we really worried about wrinkles these days? Anyways, this is the cobalt color. Look how pretty the cobalt color is. We've got a little bit of that one left. Okay, next up, we have this little tile fabric. This is another 100% Eco Vero viscose. This one's from Atelier Brunette. So you can see kind of, I think it's on both sides, yes. So the texture of the little tiles on there. Let me see if I move the light over. Stay, gosh dang it. Whoop. Pause. Okay, I moved the light a little bit so you can hopefully see the texture on this, but it's got that fun kind of little tile weave in it. Again, the Eco Vero viscose, so drapes really nice. This would be really fun for skirts and dresses, I think. It's quite flowy and just a little bit of texture. This would make a really cute patina blouse from Friday. Any sort of like the regalia blouse from Sew House 7. Anything kind of drapey, blousey. And again, this is that weird, dreamy twilight color that's a sort of weird green that I actually really like. But we've had these for a bit. I don't know that anyone else likes it because we've had these for a little while, but that is the dreamy twilight. And then we also got it in the crisp brownie color. Move the light over again. Okay. Next up, we have a water-resistant cotton. This is from Atelier Brunette. It is 100% cotton. This would make a great trench coat. It is not quite like a waxed canvas because I feel like with a waxed canvas, you can really feel the waxy coating and the fabric also gets quite a bit stiffer. This is still pretty drapey, even though it has the coating on it. This is just a really good kind of like basic camel color. So any sort of like jacket situation, I feel like you could even maybe use it in a bag. This would be really nice for. So this is the water repellent cotton from Atelier Brunette. This is the pecan. Do you say pecan? Pecan? What do you say? I think I've always said pecan. I think I say pecan. Now I'm thinking about it too much, but we've got the water repellent cotton there. We've got water repellent cotton in the ivy green. This would make such a cute trench coat. Oh my gosh. A little rain jacket situation. This would be so fun. Or like a cool like button front dress or something. I think that would be really nice. And then also from Atelier Brunette, we have another Eco Vero viscose. This one's a 4.2 ounce, so pretty lightweight, pretty drapey, and has this cool kind of abstract print on it. This feels pretty nice and I think will soften up a lot once it gets washed. For being a viscose, it feels a lot like a cotton, almost like a poplin or something. So it's got that kind of like smooth, it's lightweight. This would make really pretty blouses, I think. So there's that one. And then lastly, move over just a little bit. Okay, lastly, we have our Cairo linen. So this is kind of our basic linen that we are going to be carrying. This is from Gordon Textiles. So these are 100% linen and they have been laundered. So they are super duper soft. I have a Donnie shirt that I made out of the emerald color and it is one of my favorite shirts to wear. It's so soft. It's so cozy. There we go. So here is the Cairo linen. Let me go this way with the light. Nice and drapey, super soft. So it's the linen set that you've been wearing for years. They just sped up the process by tumbling it and to get it softened already. So this is the really pretty currant color. So kind of that berry pink color that we really like. Also have it in eggplant. Just got this one in. So this is a really pretty purple, almost like kind of like a mauve-ish purple. It's really nice. We have it in this kind of weird yellow green color. We have just a little bit of it left. I think this is lemon or lime. Lime. We're calling it lime. I'd say it's a little more lemon than lime, but it is called lime. And we have the emerald. So really pretty jewel tone green. This color is one of my favorite colors to wear. It looks really good on me. There's the emerald, Cairo linen. And then we have magenta. If you're looking for some hot pink, if you want to stand out, you want to make sure no one loses you in a crowd, make a little magenta top. Be very cute. Okay, so that is all of our garment fabric. I have a couple, I guess I'm going to call them honorable mentions while we're over here. We do carry a few canvases. So if anyone is a bag maker, we have some great canvases. We just got this in. This is from the Slow Summer collection by Susie Quilts for Art Gallery Fabrics. I am loving this rainbow stripe. I think it's so fun. We got a bunch of this in, so this would make great bags. You could also do like a jacket or something. It is more of an open weave canvas, so it does fray quite a bit. Keep that in mind. But we have it in that stripe. We also have it in this cool botanical print that I really like. I think it's just called Fern. Green Thumb is what it's called. But just these really pretty line drawings of ferns. Feels very Pacific Northwest. I think this would be a really fun one to embroider on, and you could put it in your hoop and then just almost go and like color in the fern leaves with your thread. I think that would be super fun. And then we also have this really fun daisy canvas. This is called Choose Happy. This is from Art Gallery as well. I personally love daisies. My mom's favorite flower were daisies, so I tend to bring a lot of daisy things into the shop for myself. But this is a really fun, bright green color, perfect for spring. And the last two I'm going to mention, we just have a little bit of left. These are the Birch Organic Lawns. And this is the Wild Coast. So we've got lots of fun little marine life happening there. And then this one's got fun little mushrooms. But this is all that's left, is just these two. Okay, that completes the garment portion of our tour. I'm going to get reset up and we're going to look at the quilting cotton. Okay, we have moved over to the quilting cotton section. And this, I have to say thank you to anyone who has bought a mystery bundle, enjoyed the mystery bundles. Mystery bundles have totally changed the game on the way I purchase quilting cotton now. If you're not familiar, on my TikTok channel, page, whatever, I do little mystery bundles where I pull together fat quarters for people. And it has resulted in us going through so much more quilting cotton, which is great. I love it. I do now have to adjust how I order though. And as I mentioned earlier, I ordered these 6 months ago. So I didn't know how popular they were going to be, and I should have got more. But anyways, let's look at them. So this is Animal Animal by Ruby Star Society. It's a collaborative collection. So all of the designers have some prints in here. And we're starting off with little baby goats. So we've got little baby goats in green. We've got little baby goats in blue. And we've got little baby goats in purple. Are those upside down? Those are upside down. There we go. So baby goats, we love. We are down to just the pink capybaras, which I should have known. Look at these. Like, I think this guy's my favorite. Let me see. He's got a little bird friend sitting on top of him. It's so cute. And the capybaras. They're too cute. That's all that's left of the pink color of the capybaras. Also, this is all we have left of the sloths. These fun little sloths. They're just hanging out, being sloths and being cute. So we got that. We got, what's this one called? Roof tiles. I thought it was kind of fun. I thought this would make really cool binding fabric for a quilt. I really liked this one for that. And then the goldfish. So we sold out of the blue. We've got a little bit left of the purple and green and a little bit left of the orange. but these guys are fun. I love how they all have different little faces, and some of them just look like they're dumb, and I love it. I love it. So, goldfish. And then we have this fun little checkerboard. I'm going to try to get in close here so you can see it's got teeny tiny little daisies on the checkerboard. And then we have this one's called Snail Garden, and it's snails in the garden. And the little flowers have faces, and the little snails have faces, and there's little mushrooms, and it's very, very cute. So that is the animal collection. And then down here we have Carousel. This is another one that I should have got more of. So this is the kaleidoscope print, just some fun flowers. And then we also have that one in this blue colorway. And then this is all that's left of the carousels. We had this in 3 colors. This is what's left of the zinnia. And then the Daydreamer, it looks like we're down to just this color of the Daydreamer print, but this is a really big repeat print. So we've got the fun little horse on there, butterflies, mushrooms. This one's super cool. This would make a great quilt back, and I probably have just enough here for like 1 quilt back if someone wanted that. And then last from this collection is the tiny mushrooms in all 4 colors. They're so tiny. They're so cute. You can't go wrong with tiny little mushrooms. They're so fun. Okay, moving on to our next little cubby here of shelves. We just got this in. This is Woodland Park. This is by Rashida Coleman Hale for Ruby Star Society. We are down to just a little bit of this print. It is called Garden Map in teal navy, but just look at all of the fun details in this one. We've got a little frog, duck, snails, bunnies, sun, goats, watering can. Like, the more I look at it, the more little details I see, like this little cat with these little flowers, these little chairs. This one's super cute. I think this would make an amazing backing for a baby quilt. So we have that in the teal navy. We also have it in the natural. So many fun little details in this one. And then so my mom's favorite flower was daisies. My favorite flower is tulips. So whenever tulip fabric comes around, I get it. So this is kind of like a cool block print tulip, and it's a tone-on-tone print. So it's got the white ink on the natural background. Fun fact about these, if you ever do ice dye, these are really fun to ice dye because the ink will not take the dye, just the base cloth will. So you'll get really cool ice dye on the base cloth, and then you'll still have that white print over top. Really fun. If you're local, we have an ice dye class coming up in March. And then another tone-on-tone print is this fun little animal one. It's called Sup Animals. So we've got all the fun little animal heads. And we also have that one in pink. So here's that one in pink. And we have it in blue. There it is in blue. And then we have, this one is called Menagerie. So we've just got a bunch of critters, all sorts. Deer and squirrels and frogs and goats and turtles and ducks and foxes and cats. Name a small critter. It's probably on this fabric. So we got that color. And then we got these 2, the flower plaids. So we have it in, this color is called Blue Ribbon. And then we have it in this one as well. So that is Woodland Park. And then down below, earlier I forgot to show you what we have left of Bird is the Word. So this is another Ruby Star collection. This one, I don't remember who this one's by, but we've got this really pretty black with the vines on it. I got 2 bolts of this, which was smart because this is all that's left. This is the violets, but this makes amazing background. I helped someone do a kit for the Toad and Sew mystery sew along. She did the warp and weft hue fabrics with this as the background, and it's looking so good. So we've got a little bit of the violet left in story time, so kind of a nice little teal. And then we've got a little bit left of the two migration prints, so the cream and the black, with all of the fun little birds on there. Again, lots of animals with little cute faces. Can't go wrong. So that's what's left from Bird is the Word. And then let's see. So we have Love Letter is by Lizzie House for Moda. We only got a few from this. So we have this one that has all of the little bunnies on it, and they all have dumb little faces, and it's so cute, and I love it. So that is called Wonder Dot. Love Letter Wonder Dot. That's the Blue Skies color. We have it in Pond. And we have it in Red. And we have it in Eggshell White, which is another tone on tone. I love tone on tones. Background, they give a little bit more texture than just a solid. I think they're really fun. And then I couldn't resist the strawberry vines from this collection, especially the blue has been the least popular, but it is my most favorite. Look at it. It's just so good. Love all the blues in there. So we've got the blue strawberry vines. We've got green strawberry vines. And we have pink. I like pink. So that is Love Letter. And then also on this shelf is just a few random bolts from Cloud 9 that we have. We have this fun astrology print. This was from the Secret of the Oracle collection. So this has all the icons of all the zodiac signs. Love the scale of this one. This one would be really fun for fussy cutting. And then we do still have a little bit of Poppy Garden left. This is probably ready to go to the sale section. I may do that tomorrow. But this is the plaid from Poppy Garden. And then, I forgot, this is Gothic Lace from Secret of the Oracle. This one's been really popular in the mystery bundles. I get a lot of requests for this one. And then back to Poppy Fields. We've got a little bit of the Blooms print left in these two colors. And we have, this one's called Poppy Dots. And a quick note about Cloud 9. I love Cloud 9. They are 100% organic cotton, and the feel of them, it's just so soft. And it gets even better once you wash it. I'm a really big fan of their fabrics. The other thing I really like about Cloud 9 is they do smaller collections. So a lot of their collections are like 8 to 10 prints, which as a shop owner, I love because then I can bring in the whole collection. That's a really easy decision to make. Whereas with a collection that's like 26 prints, that's a huge investment to bring the whole thing in. So I stand Cloud 9. They're one of my favorites. And we've got a lot of exciting things from them coming that I'm really excited about. So that's the last of our Poppy Fields. And then I'm going to scoot us down to this last little cubby. And we've almost looked at all the fabric. Okay, we're at our last little cubby before we get to our solids and basics. And another one that I should have got more of. This is Art Gallery. This is Slow Summer by Susie Quilts for Art Gallery. And one thing I like about Art Gallery is I can usually reorder. So with Moda, with Ruby Star, they typically print what's been pre-ordered plus just a little bit extra. So you really have to know what you want when you order initially, because typically if I get a collection in and I'm like, oh, this print's doing really well, let me see if I can get it again, it's sold out. But Art Gallery seems to do bigger print runs. So usually with Art Gallery, I can go back and order it again, which is nice. So this is Slow Summer, which I will be getting more of. This is the stripe. This one's called the Tiny Stripe. So a good little rainbow stripe. And then we have Slow Summer. This one is Tiny Stripe in Driftwood. This would make amazing binding fabric. I think this would be so fun. Another thing I'll mention about Art Gallery, if you have not used their fabrics before, is they do digitally printed, which means their fabrics are mercerized. So mercerized is you're just going in and kind of like removing the fluff and making a really smooth surface, which accepts the digital printing better. So their fabric does feel different than a lot of quilting cottons. It kind of has that almost like percale, cool to the touch, smooth texture to it. Personally, it's not my favorite, but you do get really nice, crisp. It's very crisp, is how I would describe it. So it is very nice to work with. But I think it just comes down to personal preference. But something I like to note, since you can't feel the fabric, this one is called Color Blocks Haze, and we just got this in, and it's already almost gone. So I'm definitely gonna go see if I can order more. This is Color Blocks Matcha. And then we're back. I'm gonna finish with our art gallery fabrics first. This is from Flower Bloom. So this is an example of like being able to reorder. This collection came out sometime last year, I'm pretty sure. And I have ordered this bolt 4 or 5 times at this point, I think. I really, really like it. It's got such a cool design to it. It's a good complement in my mystery bundles. And green. Oh my God, if you watch my mystery bundle videos, you've heard me lament about the lack of green in the quilting cotton world. So this is a good green. We like it. And then this one you may recognize from our flannel earlier. This is the Hidden Land print. And this one is the moss color. I love the peachy pinks on this one. Sorry, phone is ringing. So anyways, love the peachy pinks on this one. This one's called Hidden Land from Art Gallery. And then this is also one that was from Flower Bloom. This is the Flower Bloom Rhythmic Expression. I love a wavy checkerboard. This one's super fun. So that is what we have from Art Gallery. I do plan to get more. It's just a constant battle of like where to spend the money. There's so many things that I would love to bring into the shop. But I have to make really hard choices because my bank account is not bottomless. I wish it was. This is Floral Frenzy from Cloud9, which you may recognize from a few. I think we had this before Christmas, but we blew through it like so quickly. So I brought the 4 prints back again. So we've got the really cute little strawberries. And again, this is on the 100% organic cotton that I love. This one is called Butterfly Garden. So we've just got, this one's so pretty. Love the butterflies, the little ladybugs, and the colors are just so good. This one is the Dainty Daisy. So nice little periwinkle color. And then we have the Folk Floral, this kind of fun little grid. And then lastly, we kind of have this bottom shelf that's a few random bolts from things. We had eye candy earlier this year. I'm just going to show you the little stack of what's left from eye candy. This is a Ruby Star Society collection. It's all kind of like candy, sweet thing themed. So that's what we have left from eye candy. And then I got this random bolt from Elixir that has these cool little metallic cocktail glasses on it. And then these are from Woodland Wonder by Gingerbur. I haven't usually carried Gingerbur, but it's been doing really well in the mystery bundles, and I do think these are pretty. So I think we'll be carrying more Gingerbur in the future. But we've got the Starshine prints in all 3 colors, and then this is the vintage butterfly print, which I have on the way in the black color. They accidentally sent me the wrong bolt, so I have the right one coming. But that's Woodland Wonder. That concludes the print section of our tour. I'm going to take the phone off the stand and we'll do a quick rundown through our solids and basics. We carry this speckled metallic from Ruby Star Society is our basics line that we carry. And then we also carry the Starry line from Ruby Star Society. So we've got everything on the shelves in really nice color order. which is a challenge. I'm constantly like shifting what the color order actually is. And it's tricky. I try to keep like the teal blues together and then the more like, I don't want to call them normal blues, but these ones are all a little more tealy. These ones are a little more blue. Then we get into blacks and gray, white, and the brown. And then we carry Moda Bella Solids is our solids line. We don't carry all the colors. There's so many colors that we just can't. But I do feel like we have a pretty good range, and I do like the range that we carry. I just ordered a few more. I felt like we needed to fill out our pinks a little bit. So I've got a couple more shades of pink coming. And then we could probably maybe use another purple or two. But that is our solids and basics. Lastly, we are going to take a little tour of the fat quarter bins. So I was talking about the mystery bundles earlier. This is where we pull fat quarters from for the mystery bundles. So these are interesting because so when a collection comes in, we immediately cut 10 fat quarters and they go in the bins. So sometimes things hang out in here a lot longer than they hang out on the bolt. Like this print is gone on the bolt, but we still have it in fat quarters. Same with these goldfish, same with this little vintage butterfly print. So sometimes we'll still have it hanging out in the bins. But this is what we got right now. There's a little bit more of that bird is the word, that cute print, some eye candy. Always have lots of speckled in the bins. There's more of that kaleidoscope print from Carousel. And then the greens, you've heard me talk about them. We don't have enough green. We've got some purples over here. So that's lots of animal. There's that slow summer. Starry Vivid Pink is one of my favorites. So we've got kind of our peachier pinks over here into our reds. Oh, excuse me. And then there's that folk floral. We've got some oranges. And there's not a lot of yellow either. Kind of lacking in the yellow. Yellow is not my favorite color, so I don't complain about it as much. But yeah, some speckled, some starry, some eye candy, some little cross-stitch mushrooms that are super cute. These tiny snails were part of Slow Summer that sold out super quick that I'm definitely going to try to get back. So we've got those. Lots of mushrooms. The mushrooms are always popular. And then on the other side, we have our solids.
My microphone died when I was recording this, so I was narrating this, but I'm going to narrate it after the fact. These are the fat quarter bundles. This is what they looked like on Tuesday when I was in the shop. So this is what was in the bins. We got fat quarters cut from all of Ooh Lucky Lucky. So those are in the bins. There is still some Animal, and Woodland Park and Bird is the Word that I showed you in the bins. But we go through, I'm thinking like 300 to 500, maybe more fat quarters a week right now. It's sort of bonkers. Like we are cutting and folding so many fat quarters, which I have a question for you. I recorded a bunch of fat quarter making and it's long. Should I leave it long? It's a long video. Do you want to see the whole process in real time or should I edit it? Let me know what you think. Anyways, this is what the bins looked like 2 days ago.
And that concludes our fabric tour. Thank you so much for hanging out with me and taking a little tour of our fabric. Be sure to subscribe, like, comment, do all the things. I'm still learning the YouTube lingo. But do all the things and let me know what you would like to see in the future. I'm just getting started here. I'm learning a lot. So I would love any feedback, any requests for videos. Let me know. I will do my best. But yeah, I hope you enjoyed taking a little tour of the fabric today. I'll see you later.